So, you would have seen a recent video where I ranked every single 2022, or end of 2022, start of 2023 AFL trade, ranking them all the way from A+ being the best, all the way to F obviously being the worst. Now, I'm going to be doing the same this time with the start of 2022, end of 2021 season. So, they've had a full season now. Sorry, they've had two full seasons now. So, we're going to be ranking those in no particular order. We've got Nathan Kruger first, who went from Geelong to Collingwood. He has been a utility player for Collingwood. All in all, injuries have really affected him, which Collingwood knew getting him because he was relatively the same at Geelong, injury prone, but I'm going to get that trade a C. Jeremy from Leyson, Port Adelaide, came from GWS. Obviously a move that related to his family, not just sort of his playing career and where he wanted to play. It's worked out more than, or better than what I had expected, to be completely honest. I thought it was going to flop, but he's done well. I'm going to give that trade a B+. Will Brodie, who went to the Fremantle Dockers from Gold Coast, was really good last year, not so good this year. All in all, that trade is going to get a B. He's more of a backup player now, not really first team, more rotation. One of the biggest trades of the 2021 window, or 2021-2022, was Adam Cherub, going from Fremantle, number 6 draft pick, going to, I think it was number 5, going to Carlton now. He has performed actually pretty well at Carlton, going from sort of the back line to the midfield. A lot expected of him, and I think he's relatively lived up to it. Heaps was given up from Carlton to get him to their club, so a lot of expectation, but all up, he's lived up to it more or less. I'm going to give that trade an A. I was thinking a B+, but considering everything, we'll give that an A. Petreski-Seaton going from Carlton to the West Coast Eagles. He couldn't find consistency at Carlton. He goes to Perth, where, look, he's going from a decent team at Carlton to a horrid team in West Coast, so what do you expect? He obviously can't grow in a team like that, but all in all, he has played consistent footy there, so I'm going to be giving that trade a B+. These trades are more how they've performed. I'm not too much concerned about what it means for both clubs, but it's more just how has that player performed compared to expectations and what was given up. So we've got the Dogs giving up Lewis Young to Carlton. He has been playing fullback for them. He has been a starter for the majority of the time. Now that Liam Jones is gone, he really does have to start for them, and I think he's been pretty good for them. Not too old. We're going to get that trade an A. Callum Coleman-Jones going from Richmond, where, you know, he was starting to play consistent footy next to Tom Leach and Jack Riewoldt, going to North Melbourne. He promised so much and he's delivered so little. I'm a bit bitter about this because he fucked my club, Richmond. I support Richmond. He fucked our club over in the COVID year with the whole kebab thing with Sydney Stat. Cost us heaps of financial troubles, and he repays us in no way by just ditching the club. I'm going to give that trade an F. He's not played for them, and when he has, he's been so poor. Underwhelming is the word. We did get Robbie Tarrant from North Melbourne, however, sort of a little trade there with some other picks here and there. Tarrant was good. He's retired now. Obviously, he was old, so what do you expect? But I'm going to give that trade a C+. He helped us. Pat Lipinski going from the Dogs to Collingwood. He's been good. He's been impressive for Collingwood. Through the midfield and a couple other positions, a very versatile player. I'm going to be giving that trade a A. All because they only gave up pick 43 for him. Jordan Dawson. Wow. A round 1 pick given up for Jordan Dawson, going from the Sydney Swans to Adelaide. It was a big trade. It was, you know, a lot of talk about it, and wow, that is by far, so far, the best trade. That is an A+ every day of the week. I mean, the fact he's the captain of the Adelaide Football Club, and he's led them so superbly this year, and he will continue to do so, he has to get no less than an A+. He has been phenomenal. Yes, first round draft pick is a lot, but way, way worth it. Darcy Fort going from Geelong to Brisbane, a couple trades and draft pick. More or less, it was a round 3 draft pick given up to Geelong from Brisbane. He's been really good for Brisbane. I've been impressed with him. I thought he was going to be a utility player, a rotation player, but he's been starting quite a bit. So I'm going to be giving that trade, because not much hype was around it and he's sort of overlived what was expected of him. I'm going to be giving that a A. Jonathan Segler, I'm pretty sure he's retired now. Yes, he has retired. Obviously, look, he was old, so what can you expect? Going from Hawthorn to Geelong, he couldn't wedge his way into the side, unfortunately, only playing 9 games there. Well, not much was given up for him, so let's just call that a D+. Jordan Clark going from Geelong to Fremantle, really exciting player. Couldn't break into Geelong's side, often the medical sub, so obviously he needed game time because he's a very young and promising player. He goes to Fremantle, where he's from, and he has actually quite lived up to the expectation there. I've been impressed with him. When I've watched him, I've been, wow, you know, this guy is really sort of building into a good player. Quite a bit in hindsight was given up for him, so you got to consider things. Pick 22, is that a lot? All in all, I'm going to give that trade a B+. Actually, you know what? Because he's so young, let's give that an A. Peter Adams going from Port Adelaide to Sydney. Has it been good for Sydney? Not really. A couple troubles there, suspensions. Look, he seems like a bit of a dickhead, to be honest. So we're going to be giving that trade a C, all things considered. Character. A sad one now, Max Lynch, who went from, I believe, Collingwood to Hawthorn. He's now retired because of concussion protocols, and concussion experts sort of advising him to call his career quits. Really sad. He's a young, talented guy, so I don't really feel comfortable marking this, to be honest, because he was young and he could have had a great career. So we're going to be skipping that, but really unfortunate for Max Lynch. Hopefully he can get his career back and going. I don't know if it's possible, but hey. And I can't believe it, but that is actually all the trades, I believe. That is such a boring trade window compared to the year after, the one that just passed. Hopefully the one to come is going to be awesome. But yeah, that is it. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you enjoyed. Make sure you follow the TikTok FTFooty, give it a watch. We're approaching the 5k mark, so thank you very much for that. We're approaching the 1k mark on this channel. Thank you very much for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in another video